Tonight's a special night, and before we get going, one of the things I like to do before we start the show here is remind everybody why we're here. Here we use our live events to fund programs like music therapy and hearing loss advocacy. It's not just a music venue, it's so much more. We couldn't do it without your support. We couldn't do it without the support of these wonderful musicians that come here and help us out and bring the magic of sound to us all here in Roanoke.
Tyler Godsey addresses the crowd here at 5 Points Music Sanctuary. It's a typical Saturday night with people gathering here to catch a live show. But before the band takes the stage, Tyler wants them to know that here, they're about to be part of something bigger.
It's something I come in each show and try to have a special moment that we curate and share with each other.
Here, they're sharing something most of us take for granted, the power of sound. Tyler founded 5 Points Music Sanctuary back in 2017. The building, which used to be a church, has been transformed into a 2,000 square foot performance hall. There are 22-foot arch ceilings, intricate moldings, and a mezzanine that overlooks the main level. But it's a special place that for Tyler came about by a manifestation of life circumstances.
About 8 years ago, my son was born, and he was born deaf. And a couple years later, my daughter was born, and she was born deaf.
Tyler knows about hearing loss and what life is like suffering from it. He himself suffers from profound hearing loss. He focuses on reading lips and people's expressions to communicate.
I don't think I've ever passed a hearing test in my entire life. When I was young, I would go to my audiologist or the hearing test, and I would sit in that booth, and I would guess what they were doing. I didn't know whether they were doing the right or the left, and I would play poker with the audiologist, and I'd say, maybe that's the right, maybe that's the left, and I figured I had a 50-50 shot.
A daily frustration he's learned to accept. But he says it was music that gave him a sense of normalcy.
Concerts have always been a safe place for me. I go to shows and concerts because I never, ever have had to ask the band what they just said. There's no miscommunication. And that's a very frustrating part of a conversation that I have with people, is that I have to ask them what they said. Repeat yourself, or I'll misunderstand something and come up with a random answer that makes no sense.
Both of Tyler's kids, Brooke and Forrest, were lucky enough to receive cochlear implants at 11 months of age, giving them the gift of sound. Tyler says it's that gift that inspired him to create 5 Points Music Foundation.
The power of sound isn't just about what we hear, but it's about what we see, it's about what we feel. More importantly, it's about what we share intrinsically with the people that we're with. And collectively, that holistic experience serves as sort of our overarching goal in exploring the power of sound.
To create that experience, Tyler offers a full-access concert experience for the hearing impaired. From interpreters to a sub-pack program, his mission is to provide a whole other physical dimension to experience live music.
Tyler, tell me a little bit about these sub-packs. How do they work?
It feeds into the PA system, and it sends the low-frequency vibrations, the bass and the drums, into the person wearing it. So when you put it on, you'll start to hear the boom, 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 boom. And the idea of this is not so much to just provide sub-packs, it's to get people to understand that sound isn't just about what we hear. There are different ways to experience it, whether it's visually with sign language, or whether it's physically with something like a sub-pack.
It's that message Tyler reminds not only the audience, but the musicians before they perform here.
That's going to be so neat to be standing on stage tonight knowing that there are people out there like that, you know, just experiencing the music, and probably not for the first time, but, you know, maybe just in a different way.
As he said, you never can recapture those moments that's special in a way of feeling it, hearing it, seeing it at one time.
While the power of sound can be felt and seen here during each live concert, 5 Points Music goes beyond the stage and into the classroom, using music to heal. Dozens of families have come here to 5 Points Music to take part in their music therapy program for free. a program that uses music to help kids in a variety of ways.
Music, it activates so many different parts of the brain that it's almost impossible to ignore it. You know, when we hear it on the street, we're automatically drawn to it, and that's because it activates all these different parts of our brain.
Noelle runs Anderson Music Therapy. She has partnered with 5 Points Music to work one-on-one with students and in groups. She says music is used as a way to connect with a child, sometimes to develop fine motor skills, other times to make emotional connections.
A lot of times if you're talking about emotional content, some kids will just shut down. But when it's in music, you have this kind of container that makes it a safe space. You know it's going to end at some point because it's a song, so it has a beginning, middle, and end. And so there's something about that that makes it feel safer. And so kids sometimes will feel more able to express their emotions and feel supported by the music. So when that kind of thing happens, parents are like, whoa, there's something here, something that's different.
Something different that can be seen instantly.
Here, I talk about how fleeting life can be. When my kids were diagnosed with deafness, it was 1 minute I was on top of the world with a newborn baby, playing a playlist that I'd put together for them of all the music they should hear. And literally the next minute, I have a doctor telling me my son's deaf. Life changed so quickly right there, right? This reinforces the idea that things change and life is fleeting. And for me, in my individual circumstances, I use music and these experiences here to create bright points that help me to deal with the burdens and the unique pains that I face in my daily life. And I know that my pains and my burdens, while they're unique, are no more different or difficult than the pains you or anyone else in this room might deal with. We all walk around with them, and we all wear them differently. And what we look for in life are little moments and bright spots that help us to deal and to cope with the everyday pains and burdens that we bear. And my hope is that people come here and they find a bright spot. They find a moment that we help chase and celebrate, in which they go about their daily lives feeling like it's a little bit easier to deal with.